what was that difference?
I mean, I talked earlier this week about playing four quarters as a defense, and we hadn't done that this year. So I think tonight that's what we did. And tie ball game in the fourth, we force a ball on the ground, we scoop it up, run and score, and that seems to be the difference of the game. And I think that's the hump that we were able to get over this week.
Yeah, just like Colin said, just going into this game, it was the emphasis was finishing. Like we know we can go head to head with any team in this conference, but it don't mean nothing if you can't finish. And we really just wanted to win the fourth quarter. That's really it. Just win the fourth quarter.
Go to Carlos Silva.
Colin, can you just kind of go through that play where you guys were able to get that strip and then Zach ran it for 56 yards for that touchdown? What was the play call, or I guess just what was the mentality of y'all to kind of make that play in that big situation?
Well, I think we were doing a really good job of running the ball this week, and that's going to be the new standard. So we've shown it on tape, so now that's going to be the standard moving on. But good things happen when you run to the ball, and we had more than one guy on the ball carrier. The ball got loose, and like I said, we were running the ball, so we were able to pick it up and go score. So we had blockers, and that seemed to be the turning point in the fourth.
Go back to Carlos.
Zach, I guess for you, another long return. I guess is it just a matter of I know you've talked about it, but do you just feel like you're just in the right spot at the right time, or do you kind of feel like just the way you've kind of felt the game kind of come to you has just worked out?
Yeah, I feel like it's a little bit of both. I feel a lot more comfortable, as the games go on, as we get deeper into the season. But like Colin said again, just running to the ball, and you never know what can happen. So it just popped out, and took advantage of it.
Go back to Eric Kelly.
Colin, you probably heard Coach Wells say it, but he called this, the best game he played as a Red Raider. Just as simple as having that many weeks in the system, or did something else click for you this week that led to that production?
I think coming off the bye week, it was an opportunity for us to have an extra week to prepare for this game. So I took advantage of it individually to become more comfortable with what the scheme was. I've only been in Lubbock a couple months, and it's been really fast and learning the system and just having the chemistry between the players. And I think that as the season goes on, it grows, and I grow as a player, and good things happen when that happens.
Go back to Carlos Silva.
Kind of along the lines of what Eric was asking, Colin, how much of this, because I know Coach Patterson has mentioned it before, how much are you actually reacting compared to knowing the scheme and kind of playing in it and being able to kind of feel comfortable in it now with a couple of games in, like you said, a couple months in?
Yeah, and like I mentioned before, having the bye week really helped and individually helped me out. Just so I was able to get more comfortable with what this week's game plan was. So we had a couple extra practices to prepare, and on Saturday I was able to watch them full time. So, and I mean, this is a game that I've marked on my calendar ever since I got here because of Tony being on the other side. So this was a personal game for me, and it was fun being out there playing against him for the time that he was out there. But going back to your question, I think that I was able to get more comfortable and have more practices under my belt with these guys to go out there and play the way I did.
Go to Billy Watson.
Hey guys, so defensively, you guys had a couple stops on defense where turnover on downs. You had to stop for a force punt for West Virginia, and you had to scoop and score. Obviously, how does this defensive performance build your momentum heading into a night game against a tough Oklahoma team?
You got it.
All right. Really, after this performance going into the Oklahoma game is, I feel like we click more as a unit this game. When you click more and you build this chemistry on the field, just things just go smoother. And, that's one thing I can say that this defense has been improving on as the year has gone on. And, that's really our just mentality going into this OU game. It ain't nothing changing. It's another work week for us.
And as we look at the stat sheet, we went defensively. We held them 4 for 15 on third down, which is a really good percentage, but it can improve. And then when they get in the red zone, limit the touchdowns. We try not to let any touchdowns happen in the red zone. But I see we need to improve on fourth down conversions and grow next week and have better numbers against Oklahoma.
Yeah, I think it's just a team that's continually, coming together, as a family each and every week. We count on each other, we trust each other, both sides of the ball, we're always picking each other up, and I'm glad that it showed tonight, and we were able to get a close victory down tonight.
And yeah, on top of that, I think, guys are playing within the scheme, playing fast, playing confident, and playing for each other, and that allowed us to get a late victory.
Go to Phil Mayer.
Henry, you converted that 4th and 10 in the second quarter. What's sort of your mindset in a high pressure situation like that, and how do you sort of come through there?
Yeah, it just goes, it goes back to our training, it goes back to trust, When you have guys around you like that, like Eric outside of the receiver, and then you have a great O-line to protect for you. It makes it really easy. And when you continue to build that trust with one another, then it makes playing easy, especially on fourth down.
Go to Carlos Silva.
Got a question for Jacob, and I have a question for Henry. We'll start with Jacob first. Jacob, I guess if we could just kind of go through the play in terms of you and Colin, were you able to make that strip, and then you obviously got the big touchdown there. I guess what was the mentality, or I guess what was, the huddle like when you guys kind of figured that you were going to need a big play at a big moment?
Yeah, we've been emphasizing, getting a takeaway, and that was an opportune time to get one. They lined up in a bunch formation, and once I saw, the point receiver trying to block me, I just tried to penetrate as quickly as I could, and I got my hand on it.
Go ahead, Carlos.
Henry, I guess for you, how would you assess your performance today? I know that first drive had to feel pretty good to be able to get that touchdown out of the way, and then obviously the defense getting that 3-and-out to kind of get the ball to you.
Yeah, there's always room to get better. We'll look back, we'll watch the film, and I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of areas where I could have done better. It's a real, I'm really proud of the defense tonight. They really stepped up, and they really cut us in that ball game. They played lights out. They got the turnover at the end, but just numerous times getting their offense off the field and getting us the ball back was it was a really good feeling when you got a team like that.
Go to Eric Kelly.
Henry, what can you say about the performance of those freshmen? It seemed like all the skill position guys around you were freshmen, especially late in that game. But you guys chewed almost 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You found Miles, you had Taj behind you. What really stood out about the way they were able to play late in this game?
Yeah, I wasn't surprised by it. These are guys that come to work every day. They have their mind on right. And we believe in one another. And so no matter really who's in that game, we trust our O-line, and I trust the guys around me to make plays for me. They make it easy. So.
Go back to Eric.
Jacob, defense is kind of a melting pot almost in a little bit, where it's guys from this program, guys from this program, a guy from this program. So how, nice was it that biggest play of the game? It's a guy from Duke and a guy from Arizona combining to get the ball out, and a guy from Penn State picks it up and takes it to the house.
Yeah, it was awesome feeling. We know that we've been close in a few games, but we wanted to finish with a fourth quarter victory this game, and it was just an amazing feeling for all the guys that on offense and defense played their hearts out for each other, and we're just really happy about this.
Go to Brady King.
Hey guys, Henry, what is being able to start a game and play it fully through kind of do for you and your confidence going forward?
Yeah, obviously this is my first career start, and I think just being able to stay level-headed throughout the entire game. There's a lot of ups and downs throughout the game. We'll score, we'll go 3-and-out, and it's just a bunch of swings. So I just think being consistent and just building off this performance, I think that'll be the best thing for me.
All right, I don't see any more. We'll go back to Eric Kelly for one more.
Sorry, Henry, being a coach's son, I can assume there were plenty of post-game critiques immediately after, regardless of whether or not you won or whether or not you turned the ball over. You get the win and you don't turn the ball over tonight. Have you checked your phone? Had instant critique from your dad yet?
Both my parents are here at the game tonight, so So you know, it was a big celebration for both of us. You know, my mom, I saw my mom first. You know, she was really emotional. She was about to start crying. You know, of course, but and then you know, I really love my parents. You know, I told you guys that in the past. I'm a big guy on family, and I appreciate their support. You know, them coming out here and being here for my first start.